Welcome to my new series, Midlife Chronicles. Real conversations about hormones, metabolism, energy, and the body changes that no one warned you about. On today's episode of Midlife Chronicles, the question that I get asked so frequently is, why do I suddenly have belly fat in my 40s? So if this resonates with you, listen to this video. My name is Amy Kandetsky. I'm a registered nurse and certified hormone specialist, and I help women in midlife who are exhausted, inflamed, and puffy skyrocket their energy, lose the belly fat so they can feel confident in their bodies again. All right, so why are you gaining belly fat all of a sudden in your 40s while you are still eating healthy, exercising, and doing all the same things that you used to do, but all of a sudden the belly fat is just stuck and it feels like it's getting bigger and bigger? I hear this from women every day. So in midlife, our metabolism starts to shift and change. And this is due to hormone changes, especially progesterone decreasing, estrogen swinging up and down and up and down, and testosterone starting to decrease, muscle mass decreasing, and blood sugar regulation. So those are the three things that impact belly fat. And there's 4 drivers of belly fat. So the 4 drivers are going to be insulin, cortisol, muscle, and again, blood sugar swings. So let's talk about insulin and what happens with insulin in midlife. So we become more insulin resistant as we start to lose estrogen. Estrogen helps us be insulin sensitive. And when we lose estrogen, we become more insulin resistant. So this means that the glucose in our bloodstream now is having a harder time getting inside the cells to be utilized for energy. So it gets stored as fat, unfortunately. And that fat goes to our belly as a protective mechanism. Because glucose in the bloodstream, if it remains high for a long time, it can damage our organs. So our body needs to put it somewhere. And if it can't get in the cell, it stores it as fat. I hope that makes sense. Next is cortisol. Cortisol is our stress hormone. Think about all the things we're juggling in midlife. We're juggling work stress, family, poor sleep, aging parents. Now we're overtraining because we're gaining weight. That puts more stress on our body. And it increases our visceral fat because we have 4 times the receptors for cortisol in our belly than we do anywhere else in our body. So if cortisol is high, that's where we're going to see it first. Next, loss of muscle. So if we are not using it, we lose it. And again, as we start to decrease testosterone due to stress, under eating, I see this a lot on Dutch hormone tests, then our metabolism slows. It's harder to put on lean muscle. And muscle is a glucose disposal system. The more muscle we have, the more carbs we can eat without it being stored as fat. And it also keeps our metabolism high. We burn more calories at rest, the more muscle we have on our body. So just by sitting and watching Netflix, we're going to burn more calories if we have more muscle on our body. And then lastly is the blood sugar swings. So again, stress, insulin resistance, all can cause our blood sugar to spike. And then insulin comes in and tries to regulate everything, but it can't get into the cell. So now we have high glucose, high insulin, and then it crashes. Then when blood sugar crashes, our body's like, it's an emergency. So then cortisol rises to compensate for the drop in blood sugar. And it's just this spiral that happens. And unfortunately, it's very common to have the blood sugar swings up and down and up and down. And then we're skipping meals and we're under eating, and that makes everything worse. If we're not eating in a way that supports our body, blood sugar balanced meals, eating every 4 hours, then it makes it makes cortisol worse. It makes blood sugar swings worse. So we just need a different strategy in midlife. We can't be doing the same things that we used to do. Maybe we did HIIT before. Maybe we did intermittent fasting before. It's not working anymore. We need a different strategy. So if you suddenly feel like your metabolism has changed and you haven't done anything, you're not crazy, and it has. And again, you just need a different strategy. So if you want me to show you how to fix insulin, how to fix cortisol and your metabolism in midlife, subscribe to my Substack channel where I break it all down for you. I just gave a belly fat protocol in my Substack today. And so you can find that in the link in my bio in the link tree. On the very first button says Substack, subscribe. I'd love to see you there. Stay tuned for the next episode of Midlife Chronicles.